Hey guys, welcome to PJ's Trucking, American Truck Simulator. On the screen here you can see a custom built Fuller shifter. I had to custom print one because I couldn't get one to suit the American Truck Simulator. That was for a right hand drive truck. It's got the splitter here and the rangefinder here. So I custom printed and made one, so that's what that is. Alright, let's grab a small job and we'll go for a spin. Quick dot, nah, too small. Job for FedEx, heading from Grand Canyon to Camp Verde. It's hoping for something with a bit of articulation in it, but that one's not too bad. 17-ton packaged food. Say that one, I reckon. So we load this up. When it comes in, I'll have to check the truck, see whether it's a 18 speed or a 13 speed. To do that, I'll go into here and into diagnostics, and it tells me it's an 18 speed just there, 18B, which is okay because I should have this set to be an 18 speed Etten Fuller 18 speed. Alright, hit the drive button. Start her up. Just have a quick scout around, see what we're pulling. We've got a Walmart's B-double freezer trucks. Road train freezer truck, sorry. This holds about the same as a B-double does in Australia, so that's what we're pulling. Park brakes on, so I'll release that. Go up there and get out, and I think we've got a trailer beside us. No, we don't. So back is on low. We're in low first there. A little bit of revs, and we'll take the foot off the clutch. Start coming out. Now I got into playing American Truck Simulator. I could actually hang a U-turn here with the trailers on. So we might actually nip around the block. Yep, I'm going to do a run around the block. Just going to take that fence out. As I said, I got into American Truck Simulator. I'm actually going the right direction. From watching Junior Senior Gaming on YouTube, so if you haven't checked out Junior Senior yet, we're looking for looking for American Truck Sim, I suggest you check him out. Coming up to a stop sign, so what I'll do is I'll pull that out of gear, creep up, apply my brakes, and make a stop. First low again. Car in front of us doing something. Still nothing coming along there. Back into second gear. Still in lows here, we're not even going up into the highs, we're not splitting through the gears. Not a lot of weight on to need that with a Fuller. third low. This is where I'd split between the gears and get myself organised into the high gears by going to third high. Making a right hand turn here, so what I'll do is instead of going back to low gears, it's already moving, is I'll knock that back to second high. Let that pull me up a little bit. There's nothing in my road, so I'll just make a nice turn down there. Let the trailers come around behind me. Pull it back up into third high. Move it out on that, so what we do is we're coming down, go into fourth high. Moved my shifter, which is a bit of a pain. Move that forward a bit, that's better. I don't have a complete rig, so we go up into a high range, into fifth high. Now I don't have a rig set up yet, so this is just clamped to a board, which is clamped to the drawer of my desk. So we're going for another gear into sixth high. Starting to feel a bit of weight in there now as it chugs off. So the next gear we're going to go into will be low 7. Unless she evens out here. Nope. So we're going to pull that up into low 7. Okay, so now we're into high 8. I don't know why I went to high 8. I should have went to high 7, low 8, and so on, but playing American Truck Simulator. I'm actually in Australia. We're playing American Truck Simulator because, well, I haven't made Australian Truck Simulator yet. Which would be really cool, considering half the time I have the mods in for the Australian B-double and road train trailers. And and I have the K100 and K900 Kenworth cab, stumpy nosed cab over trucks. So I run those a fair bit of the time. Just drop the splitter back there. 8 low. Not sure how long this job is actually. No, it's about up. I heard on the Junior Senior Gaming YouTube channel he did mention that there may be an Australian truck simulator coming out, which would be good. I reckon I'd hopefully be one of the first to get hold of that. If we did get one though, I'd like to see a lot of the Australian stuff implemented into it, like the logbook standards that we have in Victoria, or we actually have a national logbook, national work diary I think it's called, in Victoria, which is only in Victoria, so I don't know why it's called national. We do have to use it all over the place, so when we're in Queensland or if you're travelling interstate, you still got to follow it. And that determines you having correct sleeping times and You can't work more than 5.25 hours in 5.5. You know, 15-minute break. You then have to have 7 hours break every 24, etc., etc. Can't work more than 12 hours without having a 7-hour break. Pull the J brake on there to pull us up because there's a couple of slow moving trucks in front of us. I'd also like to see the implementation of loading areas. Even I don't know how most of the time it works in America, but most of the time in Australia, you have a trailer and reverse it into a loading bay and be loaded, or you may even pull it in under a hopper where they load you with grain or load you with sand or whatever. I'd like to see implemented that you have a trailer and B doubles in road trains where you can hook and unhook sections of it, so you can unhook the front. And unhook the back trailer and take the front around and load that or unload it. And take the A trailer around and unload that, and then hook it all back up and go get another job. Or I'd like to see it so it's implemented that you actually can own trailers as well, so you own trailers and specifically set up doing certain jobs. Spots where you can pull up and pick up bits from here and then pick up another bit from there and drop that off here and pick that up and drop something off over there, and set up an entire run where it's all just loaded and unloaded off your trailer in certain spots. I noticed with this American Truck Simulator, the on-ramps and off-ramps seem awfully tight and very steep. We don't have a lot of those ramps like that, or like that are in this game in Australia. I was a bit over next, I wasn't watching what I was doing. So yeah, there's some of the implements I'd like to see in Australian Truck Simulator if they release it. Melbourne to Brisbane runs, Melbourne to Sydney runs. Spots in Victoria like Mildura, Ballarat, where you drop off, pick up loads. And a few small towns where you pull in and pick up wheat from bunkers and that sort of stuff. like to see more better logistics set up so you can work for actual companies like GDS out of Mildura, where you could pull in and get a job with them and pick up from Mildura and drive to Adelaide, drop off at their Adelaide depot, drop the trailer off in the depot, pick up another trailer and take it to Melbourne. That sort of stuff, just jump in between the depots, or job delivering for them, where you pick up from the depot and take out and drop a load off wherever it needs to go. What gear I was in then. Pull on the Jake brake. I believe a Jake brake is named after the man who invented it. His name was Jake. Now I could be wrong. A lot of people know them as exhaust brakes or engine brakes. I've always been told they were called Jake brakes. So we've got weighbridges coming up on the map. BP service stations. Probably not BP service stations in America, but that's certainly what they are here. That symbol and the green. I've got a bit of a driving habit, and some people have told me I'm addicted to driving. I drive for a living. We also own a four-wheel drive and drive for a hobby, and it's not uncommon for me to drive and do a shift, come home and jump in the car. Just to drive the same amount of k's that I've just driven for work to go see somebody. Holbrook, coming up to a red light. That's turned orange, so I know it's going to turn green, so there's no use rushing up to a red light. You just go for stop. You get there just as it's turning green, you can put the foot back down and just keep on rolling. So start from scratch, better on fuel, a lot better on brakes. If you're not burning out the boss's brakes, that's got to be a good thing. Well, it is for the boss anyway. I've heard of drivers that are got their own rig and towing someone else's trailer, and they use the brake on the trailer brakes to pull themselves up, so they wear the brakes out on the trailer before they wear their rig brakes out. Boss don't know, don't hurt them. I suppose that's their theory. I don't know. Yeah, it is the right spot. Okay. Go around the back, pull up down there. I'm going to use a creeper, which is that's first, back, all the way across and up is reverse, all the way across and down is first, or low. And I use that when I'm just pulling stuff around. You can just idle around with trailers on. It's called a creeper gear over here. Don't know what it's called in America. They're called a creeper gear. I guess it's because you can creep around in it. Very low gear, got a lot of power. With the 18 speed you've got high and low in it. The 13 speed you only have a low. You can't split the gear. Bounced over a curve there. Now to put my cab all the way down. Nose it into the wall, which means I'm not going to be able to get out. That's okay, because it's not my truck and I'm leaving it here. This doesn't pull in, I'm going to have to reverse her up a bit. Yep, got it. Alright, so unhook the trailer here. Done, there's our first drive and our first episode, so bit of feedback on it'll be alright. And that's me fuller shifter, so I don't know, I might mount the camera up a little bit higher maybe, so you can see it a bit better. Alright, so that's our first job, first episode, so subscribe if you want to wait to get notified for the next one. We'll see you then.